Hi everybody, welcome back to Bass in 60 Seconds. I'm Joe. Today we're going to divide rhythms, beats, specifically like quarter notes and half notes and all that stuff. I'm going to start with a whole note, the long note, and then progressively get to smaller notes. And you'll notice that things will sound faster. Things will get faster and faster and faster. Today we're going to play with a metronome, or my drum machine actually. And there's going to be hi-hat clicks, and I have it set to about 80 beats per minute. And what I'm going to do is, as we're dividing, you're going to notice that the notes are going to sound like they're getting faster and faster and faster without me having to change the metronome setting. This is great for practicing your rhythm, your rhythm exercises like scale patterns, pentatonics, and that sort of thing. To a certain degree, this is a great skill set and an exercise for speed. For those that I've gotten a lot of questions on how do you get faster. The simple, non-sexy answer is practice. Practice with a metronome or drum machine or even with the band, and practice different tempos, get faster or slower, and all that kind of stuff. Your body will eventually lock on to what it is you're working on. As long as you're working hard at it. You're being diligent about what you're doing, practice time and all that. So let's get to it. We're going to start with the long note, which is the whole note. And the whole note, I use this analogy with my students, like the face of a clock or a pie or something. Take the round pie, and you take the pie and you cut it in half. Don't take any of the pieces away. Just cut it in half, and what do you have? From the whole pie, we cut it in half, and we have two pieces. It's still a whole pie, so it's still equal to the pie. Take the pie, cut it in half, cut those two pieces in half again, you have four pieces. It's still the whole pie. You haven't taken anything away. But now you notice that the pieces are getting smaller, but you're ending up with more pieces. And you keep cutting in half and in half and in half and in half again. You learn the stuff in math, like fractions and dividing fractions and all that. So we take a whole note, cut it in half, we have two half notes. Take the two half notes, cut them in half, you have four quarter notes. And on and on and on and on. So this is what we're doing today. So now, without further ado, the whole note. And I'm gonna start my drum machine, and I'm gonna count along with it. But the whole note is going to hold for 4 counts, and and at the end of the 4 counts, I'll start another whole note for 4 counts. You'll get it as we go along. So something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to move quickly. So if there's anything you miss, always remember that you can rewind. And any questions that you may have, please email me. Let me know if there's something you're not quite clear about. Now we're going to move on to half notes. So remember the pie. Cut it in half. We have 2 pieces. Those 2 pieces are equal to 2 and 2. So it's going to be counted as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We cut them in half again. Now quarter notes. Quarter notes, there's going to be a note for every click. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut them in half again. Half of a quarter note is an eighth note. Now with the eighth notes, the verbal count is 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. Now what's happening here is that there's going to be a note on the click, and there's going to be a note in between clicks. So that'll be the and. So 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Cut them in half again. So now eighth notes cut in half, 16th notes. Now 16th notes, the count is 1 E and A. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. So there's going to be one note on a click, 3 notes in between the clicks. Sounds like this. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And it gets going further still. You can cut those 16ths in half, and you'll have 30 seconds. Now we'll see if I can do this. It would be difficult for me to do the verbal equivalent, so I'm just gonna play it. See, that's tough. That's tough. At this metronome setting, it's hard. Now you can use different fingering patterns for this. You can maybe a 3. If you're able to do 4, then that makes things easy. It makes things, or I should say easier, not easy. Or stuff like that. Like I said, it's hard. It's hard, and the more you subdivide it, the harder it gets. But that's also, it gets you to strive to practice. You may have to bump down the metronome a little bit, or you can do it the other way around too. You can have a fast metronome setting and practice longer notes against it, or do it the other way around like we just did today. Slow metronome setting and then practice dividing and going up and being faster without having to change the metronome setting. So that, as far as this, that's it for this lesson. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Joe. This is Bass in 60 Seconds. Like I said, send your questions if you have them, comments, anything. I've been Joe. This is Bass in 60 Seconds. See you next time.